Streaming here. Okay. Alright. Well, it's been a while since I put up a normal stream, unless maybe you want to count yesterday's thingy. So, I just been busy today. Handling trademark stuff. And I was also actually looking up and eventually hiring a trademark takedown service, which is a lot cheaper than having to hire something like a Brand Shield or Red Points, like much cheaper. And they also act a lot faster too. And of course, they're all lawyers as well, so that's kind of like a requirement. So so I was just busy doing all that, and I'm working on character UI design. Like, I'm actually really liking it. Like, the teacher is really good. It's very simple, and it's straight to the point, no BS, and it's short too. So there's technically 80 videos, but it only lasts like how many hours? I have to check my Chrome here. Wait, is this? Yeah, this is Chrome. Let me see. 43. I mean, it's like 10 hours or 14 hours. It's very short. But basically, I'll be done in like 8 days if I, go slow. But I'm going to do more tonight. So, because I just want to get hope all as well. Yeah, I just hope tonight I'm just going to just keep working, Especially now that crypto is kind of like going to shit right now. So, to distract myself from crypto, I need to just keep working. Hope all is well. Yeah, I think all things considered, things are going all right. Obviously, they could be a lot better, but I mean, it could always be better, right? I mean, nothing's getting too crazy out there. So, but yeah, this looks really nice. I mean, you can't see the roll because like the stupid X is blocking, but yeah, I really like the look of this. You know. So yeah, I spent like half my time with the trademark stuff, and then half my other time working on the character UI course videos. So they're just like busy. And also, I can't comment on it because obviously everything's pending. So. Well, yeah, I certainly hope this trademark takedown service stuff, is going to work because it's weird. Because before I did trademark enforcement and I got a completely different set of Google ad results versus trademark takedown. And trademark takedown was exactly what I was looking for. So, it's like, yeah. And I wound up finding two services. So I don't know. I kind of preferred the last service that I found, but I already paid the fee for the first service I found. So, oh well, I guess we'll just try different things and see what happens. Okay, so, but yeah, it costed me $200, but it may cost more or less. I may actually request a refund so I can go with the others with the second one because they seem to be more knowledgeable about doing specific trademark takedown stuff. But we'll see. We'll see. Alright, so let's refresh this. And of course, refresh. Yeah, so Bitcoin's literally all over the place right now. It's like really bad shit. And actually, because I haven't really had much time to look at economic stuff, I do actually want to. This is not the right one. I actually do want to listen to what Greg has to say today. I'm so sick and tired of these corrections because Bitcoin is always in a
Everybody, it is
fucking
me.
correction, and it's just like Bitcoin's gonna be like 60 grand by the end of this year, and I'm just gonna be really pissed off, like at the rate the stupid retarded shit's going. That guy looks like George Bush or Jeb Bush, I should say. All right, so dollar is up. Bond yields also actually went up. Riot, of course, is getting killed, and of course, with the exception of the Nasdaq, everything is just like down. The markets went down somewhat, but crude oil and precious metals took a beating. So basically, risk. What is it? Risk on? I guess the really risky risk on stuff just like tanked today. Of course, Bitcoin's getting killed. So let's see. Yeah, bond yields or whatever. During her trial. Okay. So let's see. What do we have here? So Bitcoin's at 46.5k. Yeah, it dipped as low as 45 grand today. Yeah, Binance Coins is at 412, so everything's just dying. Even Solana's super rally has just stalled. Let's see. Wow, this thing is so broken that CoinMarketCap can't even keep up. Yeah, so pretty much all the gains that were made in August have just been wiped out today. Yeah, Pancake Swap's at 2078, so it's only slightly above like what it was like after 1 week in August or something. So it's just like so frustrating and stupid. So if I had to guess, it's, you know, everything was pumping in anticipation of El Salvador, and now that the news finally hit, sell the news. In this case, crash with the news. Something similar happened with Binance too. It was going up and up and up, and then when it finally released, down it went. Okay, so that's not updating. Yeah, so I kind of really want to get back to work. Plus, I really need to go back and start working on the trademark stuff some more and do a little more digging around. I still can't believe it. I should have been doing trademark takedown, not trademark enforcement. So that would, because I would have just done that last month, right? Because again, I have to spend, because the big guy is quoting me 5 figures per year, so I was getting ready to pay that. But if I could spend instead a couple $100 or at most $1,000 and get rid of a couple web properties that are pissing me off, yeah, that's perfect. Then I don't have to worry about copyright stuff because that's easily doable with DMCA stuff. Goldman Sachs warns again on the economy. Bitcoin is falling. This is going to be good. I'm so sick and tired of these dips, though. But, oh well. Let's see what he has to say.
Gregory Mannarino, post-market wrap-up on this lovely day. Very lovely. We are going to spread loveliness all around us. We're going to yeah, that's what we're going to do. Anyway, let's talk, you and me. So Tuesday, September 7th, 2021.
Oh, you can't see anything because
where to start? How about this? Before we talk about the new record high today for the NASDAQ, yes, the NASDAQ closed at a new all-time record high. Let's look over at the S&P 500, fractional loss, Dow Jones Industrial Average, gave back a little bit. No surprise to you, especially if you followed my work I did this morning, my pre-market report. I explained to you the setup was not great for the market because of the dollar strength. We're going to talk about that because of crude oil. All right. What does it mean? How about nothing? The 10-year yield is, still telling me all systems go, despite the fact that we got
the fundamentals are high,
not the
very
first,
stable.
Not the second, but the third warning today from Goldman Sachs on the economy.
So it's definitely profit taking and manipulation right now.
Hold that thought. Before we get there, let's touch on a few other things. Like I said, crude oil under pressure today, and that affects the entire market. That's why there were no gains. I mean, the NASDAQ, okay, barely positive. That's all you needed for a record high, but the broader market, lower.
Yeah, I mean, I consider today's market.
I'm going to tell you right now, buy the dips as long as that 10-year yield remains stable where it is. I mean, yes, we are at the top of a range, in my opinion, right now. I would not be surprised to see it. The 10-year yield, 1.4, 1.41, something around there is very possible. But I'm not going to get panicky until it spikes at an uncontrolled pace, and I promise to keep you on top of that. Before we talk about Goldman, let's talk about the dollar. Okay, so the dollar today put on a big gain. What are we talking about?
Yeah, because everyone's going to cash.
I'm talking
right now.
about the Dixie or the dollar index. This is not, again, a stand-alone index. What does it mean when the Dixie, like today, goes higher? It means today the dollar is the prettiest lady at the ball. However, we're in a massive deflationary or inflationary environment with regard to currencies around the world. So they're all losing purchasing power. Okay, that's a fact. I think we all know that, henceforth why we're getting record inflation here in the United States and around the world. But when you're looking at the Dixie, and as you all know, I talk about it all the time. Look at the dollar, the Dixie. It's just giving you a gauge as to how the dollar is doing relative to other currencies. You understand? So you got a knee-jerk higher today in the dollar for whatever reason. Okay, it doesn't mean that king dollar, you got to be in the dollar. You got to be nuts. Okay, this is just a relative valuation. Okay, very, very simple. I think you understand that, because a lot of people don't get it. They write to me, and I understand these things are kind of complicated, but some people believe that the Dixie, the dollar index, is a standalone indicator. It's not. It's relative to other currencies. Okay, I wanted to clear that up. Again, I talked about this recently, but people are confused, and I understand that. I really do. Now, on the back of the dollar here, putting on a lot of strain today, gold got hit pretty hard. Silver got hit pretty hard. Now, let's talk about cryptocurrencies real quick. People, look, cryptocurrencies, again, all volatile. We saw a big inflation here in the United States and around the world. They're all losing purchasing power. Okay, that's a fact. I think we all know that, henceforth why we're getting record inflation here in the United States and around the world. But when you're looking at the Dixie, and as you all know, I talk about it all the time. Look at the dollar, the Dixie. It's just giving you a gauge as to how the dollar is doing relative to other currencies. You understand? So you got a knee-jerk higher today in the dollar for whatever reason. Okay, it doesn't mean that king dollar, you got to be in the dollar. You got to be nuts. Okay, this is just a relative valuation. Okay, very, very simple. I think you understand that, because a lot of people don't get it. They write to me, and I understand these things are kind of complicated, but some people believe that the Dixie, the dollar index, is a standalone indicator. It's not. It's relative to other currencies. Okay, I wanted to clear that up. Again, I talked about this recently, but people are confused, and I understand that. I really do. Now, on the back of the dollar here, putting on a lot of strain today, gold got hit pretty hard. Silver got hit pretty hard. Now, let's talk about cryptocurrencies real quick. People, look, cryptocurrencies, again, all volatile. We saw a big drop today across the board with regard to cryptos. I mean, Bitcoin, like last time I looked at it, was down like 11%. Okay, so what? Is this anything new? Really? We haven't seen this before. And I'm going to tell you what's going to happen so you can laugh. Look at some of the comments that are going to be put here. It's the same people who are trying desperately to prove themselves correct. Oh, this is the end. Bitcoin's going to zero. These same people, honestly, have never been right, not once, ever. And they continue to miss opportunities. To me, to Greg Manarino, right here and now, what am I going to tell you? This is opportunity, all right? You want to buy these assets when they are volatile, just like this, when they drop. I've been telling all of you to buy the dips in everything. I don't know, for years. Tell me when, in all the years I've been telling you to do it, it hasn't worked. It's obviously a very good strategy, okay? Now, with that said, again, watch the comments. Bitcoin's going to zero. These same ignorant people, and I feel bad for them because I want to help them, but they can't help themselves. If they can't help themselves, well, then they're just done here, because they've continually missed this. When I had said to buy Bitcoin around 3,000, about $2,700, these same people came out and told me, you're wrong, it's going to zero. I'm still waiting after it has put on an incredible gain since that time. Anyway, with regard to Dash, Dash has been extremely volatile. I said to stop buying it around 280. We did put on an initial gain. We dropped down to about 110. I told all of you, buy the dips. If you did, you're sitting pretty. I bought that dip big time. And expect this to happen with cryptos. They are volatile. And like I always tell you,
Oh, they're
the
really
space
manipulated,
is
but
not for everyone. It's kind of an interesting animal. Okay, now gold and silver today, people look, buy the dips here too. That's my opinion. Do your own research. Look up the Dow gold ratio, the gold silver ratio. Understand what's going on around you. What central banks are doing, what they will continue to do. Buy assets, inflate the debt. We do realize that metals are rigged. There's no price discovery mechanism whatsoever. And we also know who it is. Everybody knows who this is. It's no secret on the street, Wall Street, off the street. The Commodities Exchange realizes it. They will not do anything. It's all part of the scheme, whatever you want to call it. But again, like I always tell you, in my view, be happy when you see gold and silver fall like today. Let them play their game. We're going to play our game. Do you believe that physical silver was dumped onto the market today and that's what drove the price? Or do you understand that this is the derivative that we're talking about? Okay. And it's a twisted mechanism. I get it. How a hard asset derives value from a derivative. It's upside down. It's upside down for a reason, so they can rig it, period. So, in my opinion, you keep buying. You keep buying in this environment. And again, like I always say, do your own research. So that covers the assets today, what happened with the market, and metals and the dollar and cryptos and crude oil. Okay, let us move forward. So we got, again, the third warning, from Goldman Sachs on the economy. Specifically, they are saying the consumer is weak. Imagine my shock. And they expect GDP, gross domestic product, to continue to contract. So let's talk about what that actually means. We already understand, and I've told you this a gazillion times, I don't know, for a long time now, that our economy is contracting at a rapid pace, looking at our debt to GDP ratio. So if Goldman Sachs is explaining to you here, and obviously, I mean, look, this is glaring in our face, duh. For Goldman Sachs to come out and say this, that our economy is not doing so well, and this has been followed up by several other Wall Street banks. I mean, this is the truth. Again, if they're explaining that they're downgrading their forecast on GDP, what does that mean? It means our economy is going to contract faster, and you can expect the bad economic news to continue. So what's the mechanism here? Very, very simple. The market's going higher in this environment. The Fed cannot and does not want to taper ever, okay? Even hypothetically, if the Fed were to taper, first of all, I told you how this is going to play out. The Fed will nudge the federal funds rate higher first, or the overnight lending rate between institutions. That's what they're going to do first. I also said if the Federal Reserve chooses to nudge the federal funds rate, I don't know, a fraction of a fraction, I think the stock market's going to respond positively. Yes, I do. I know a lot of people are probably shaking their head saying no, but it has nothing to do with tapering or cutting back on assets, okay? The Federal Reserve asset...
I have to pause this, but wow, Pancake Swap actually follows these guys. Probably because they're actually using them for the anti-phishing part. Wonder how good their trademark protection services are, though.
Purchases are going to continue to be
I
off
wish I hired
the
these
Richter
guys
scale
instead.
and then beyond the Richter scale. You understand? But that's how it's going to play out. First, we're going to get a nudge in the federal funds rate, whenever that may be. The market will love it, in my opinion. And the taper ain't happening. It ain't happening for a very long time, especially in light of what's happening. Our economy is contracting at a rapid pace. As a percentage of GDP, our economy is done. It's in free fall, and it can only accelerate from here. It actually can't even turn around. There's no mechanism here to turn the economy around whatsoever, and it's not meant to. The Federal Reserve is allowing this entire thing to manifest itself, in fact, pushing it in that direction so they can fulfill their final solution, to own it all, to be the world government, to be the lenders and buyers of last resort, to create slaves on a global scale, not just nation slaves, but individual slaves. You all know this, people. I mean, this is so in your face, all this information. Anyway, I hope you get it. Remember to laugh when you see the comments in this video about Bitcoin and the other cryptos. The same crowd is going to be out right now. Zero. Oh, they've been wrong every time. Yeah. Every time. Yeah. They've never been right, not once. And they're not going to be right again.
And haters and losers.
And laugh. Yeah, just like this. I'll see you all in the morning. All right, please share the video. I'm out.
Okay. So, I actually need to go because I actually just got an email from the guys I just hired. Wow, they really do respond fast. So, no real quick comment. But pretty much, from what I can tell, there's actually just nothing. There literally is nothing. It's all just short-term technical whatevers. Binamin adds a unique GameFi dimension, metaverse, and thingy. So not only did the Binamin guys steal this Binamin, wow, like they literally just, hold on, wait, this is Binamon, right? Z game, wait, looking at it, this must be Binamin NFT? Okay, so these guys, yeah, they totally, so Binamon has an A, this one has a yeah. So these guys totally ripped them off. It's like, yeah, this is why I don't like trademark infringement, because of stupid shit like this, right? So these guys are actually the real Binamin, and then the shitty clone one that's like screwed up, right? That can't run their staking farm is completely, not doing everything. Thai SEC intended to roll out operation of Huobi. Yeah. Okay, Adam's playing all relish traded after Bitcoin flashes 43K. Now accessible only in El Salvador. Alright, so McDonald's is now accepting Bitcoin in El Salvador. Yeah, so there you go. I mean, El Salvador is the first domino, and others will soon follow because, our global banking system is a complete effing scam. I mean, we could see that today, right? All crypto decides to go down all of a sudden, right? In a coordinated effort to take all this shit down. Very frustrating, right? Like Cardano, why is Cardano Binance Coin losing 25%, 20%, 15%, right? Along with all these other great coins, it just makes literally no sense. So with that being said, now I guess September is just gonna. I don't know what's gonna happen because technically this means Bitcoin is gonna go even higher than ever before. But this level of manipulation and suppression could go on for quite some time. So, I'm thinking this week's gonna be a total wash. But again, we'll just see what happens. And I still can't find any updates on the infrastructure bill, which I think we'll maybe start hearing about the end of this weekend, or certainly next week, because the middle of September, around 13th or 14th, so next week, it should be when the House, votes on the infrastructure bill or even talks about it. In fact, let's do one search before I have to go, because I need to read what their response is, because I also asked them, can they even do this, right? Infrastructure bill. Okay, so we finally have some freaking updates on this. No, this is what I saw this morning. Yeah, there's no updates on it. Okay, so we'll keep an eye on that. So I have to go. I got a lot of work to do, and I got to deal with the trademark takedown stuff because I got to respond to whatever question they may have for me. So I will see you all tomorrow after the markets close, and well, there's a reason why we got all this crap that I got to deal with. You know, I've been listening to a lot of Jesse Lee Peterson, and he said you should not get angry. So I've been trying to work on that. So, and then number two, he also said that you should learn to appreciate life's tough stuff or whatever, because I forgot what he said, but it's something like an indicator that there's something you probably need to learn and deal with. So I guess this is what this would be, right? Because I know in the future, it's clearly obvious to me that I will succeed with my game, right? It's just that this trademark stuff is going to be a lot more problematic than I thought. Because obviously we have assholes like Beineman stealing Beineman with an E, trademark stuff. So, I'm not going to like that. Other companies seem to not care, but I'm one of them. I'm like Apple and Microsoft. I really do care when people infringe my IP, and I get pissed, right? Along with Games Workshop, the guys who make Warhammer 40K, and Bethesda Studios, the guys who make the Elder Scrolls. So, I guess this is how it goes. All right, I will see you all tomorrow after markets